Before the video begins, may I ask, what happened to this series? We were promised a 5th entry, then a movie, then a TV show, now nothing. Now I have to watch my favorite childhood series fall into the distant abyss of the Walmart bin. Anyway, back to the main point of this video, the whole reason why I'm making it. Why was Sly Cooper so important? Back in September of 2002, when I was still doing triple backflips inside my dad's nutsack, the first game of a beautiful series was released by Sucker Punch. Its name? Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. A game well received. It sold over 500,000 copies, giving it the greatest hits label, generating a small fan base. Its characters were cute, lovable, and anthropomorphic. The gameplay was a linear 3D platformer that looked great for the still fresh PlayStation 2. The story was simple and easy to understand. Sly Cooper, defending his family name after the Fetish 5 killed his parents right in front of him. Sick. The main focus of the game was the leader of the Fetish 5, the terrifying Clockwork, a literal owl who lived forever from replacing his mortal body with mechanical parts and hatred. The game was overall fun, but as quickly as it came, it went. In 2004, shortly after I accidentally popped out of my mother, the greatest game of all time was released, Sly 2 Band of Thieves. The game was the answer to our prayers. Yeah, fuck GTA San Andreas and SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, this is the game of the year. Okay, maybe not that much, but it was a great game. The game innovated on the first in every way in the best possible way. The worlds went from linear to open. The time trials were gone, thank God. The bottles and safes were innovated in the best way possible too. They were scattered around the map one by one and not in stacks of 3 because, to be honest, it was kind of stupid. They were actually hard to find and had a good reward instead of a blueprint to find breakable things in bottles, which were already easy to find. The bosses were interesting and fun, and the game had some of the most memorable missions from the series. This game was great in every way, and people were dying to see what Sucker Punch had next, which ended up being subpar. Barely even a year later, Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves was released to the middle-aged PlayStation 2. A lot of the game was reused assets from Sly 2 with some combat upgrades. The removal of bottles, which was the dumbest mistake. It had a few memorable missions from the series, but not a whole lot. The removal of combo safes, now with rumble safes as I like to call them because of the use of rumble from the PS2 controller, they were alright, but I'd much rather prefer the old ones. The boss battles were tedious, and not very rememberable. Wait, no, I remember them for being repetitive, although there were a few really cool things about the game, like the grapple cam, which was really fun, multiple playable characters, which was innovative, and yeah, that's about it. Now, some of these missions, oh my god. The mission where you had to protect Murray using a firework launcher, but you couldn't hit him, but the other characters took as many hits as him, that one sucked ass. The part of the one heist with General Sal, protect the vases from falling over, that one really fucking sucked. But the worst of it all was the ending. We were left with a cliffhanger, left wondering when Sly 4 would come out. When will the story end? Sometime later, the public got word that Sucker Punch had left the project to work on Infamous, the all-new next-gen project. So that was it. The series was left out to dry. We had nothing. My childhood simply ended. In 2010, the same year Hello Kitty Birthday Adventures came out, a company by the name of Sanzaru Games loved the concept of Sly Cooper. They wanted to make a fourth entry, but Sony would not greenlight the project. So Sony and Sanzaru had an ultimatum. They would make an HD remake of the original 3 games imported to the PlayStation 3 and the brand new Vita. So they did. The one mistake was the cutscenes were still in standard definition, which makes them appear small. Other than that, it was great. It had all 3 of the games, mini-games, achievements, and secret trailer for Sly 4. The re-release sold well enough for Sony to greenlight Sly 4. In 2013, shortly before I collected all the Hello Kitty McDonald's toys, Sly Cooper Thieves in Time was released. It was an okay game with mixed reviews and plot holes in the storyline, since time travel and stuff. It was fine, but most importantly, it had the return of bottles! I guess that's good. Some things just really didn't make sense, but it was a fun game to play. IGN 4.69 out of 10. In all seriousness, the ending, yet again we were left on a cliffhanger. Sly was trapped in time, and the fan base was just left. And sometime later in 2013, Sanzaru had announced that they were not planning to work on a Sly 5. So that was it. For a long time. This is it, Sly fans. We finally had word on something new. A Sly movie adaptation from Blockade Entertainment and Sony. Set to release in 2016. 2016 came and went. Nothing. The movie had a roller coaster of development. Had so many people involved, even investors from China. And Sucker Punch was involved, for fuck's sake. Long story short, we didn't get a movie. Just hopes. In 2017, the same year Virgins were invented, fandom of Sly Cooper had word that Sony Interactive Entertainment and Technicolor Animation Entertainment and PGS Entertainment, all these entertainments, and to be honest, I'm not entertained by how long I've had to wait. We had word that we would get 52 11-minute episodes broadcasting in October 2019 of Sly Cooper and his gang's adventures. We never really got a name on it, but anyway, October came and went. No TV show. It's 2019, and now what? Why through all this, it still had an impact on people's lives? I remember coming home from school, running to my Windows XP computer just to watch Sly videos. Cringy Sly videos. Sly Cooper YouTubers are a big part of my subscription inbox, but with nothing new, there's nothing new to make videos on. VTNVV hardly uploads Sly Cooper because there's nothing new. Bassub is the same. And Sparksy, Sly Cooper Rocks just completely stopped uploading, but I'm sure that's because of life. And yes, I remember the original I am the ultimate Sly Cooper fan, but we're all left in the dark. Us as fans of this long time running series that I remember playing as a kid. You hate to lose the feeling of being a kid and you just don't want it to die out. But nobody wants to continue the series. We're left on a cliffhanger, stuck playing the same old games. But until further notice, that's all it'll ever be. Nothing.